What's up, everybody? I'm back here for the Fight Lounge. We're here to break down UFC Edmonton. It's in my hometown. We'll have boots on the ground going to that event tomorrow. But before we break down the fights, a couple bits of breaking news. Number one, I'll start with the good news and then we'll go to the bad news. Good news is that there will be more violence on this card. We'll have the 12 to 6 elbows introduced now, and we will also have the definition of a grounded opponent change. So if they just have a hand or a foot on the ground, they won't be a grounded opponent. They have to have a knee or an elbow on the ground in order to be a grounded opponent. So if you just have your hands or your feet on the ground, you can get kicked and kneed in the head. So we're going to add violence to the card in that way. That's the good news. The bad news, just posted on Twitter 15 minutes ago, Derek Lewis is off the card. It's very unfortunate. He's the one I wanted to see the most out of all the fighters. I really wanted to see him fight live. But such is life, is what it is. But we'll just get right into it then. Nothing left to do. First fight of the night, we got the Canadian woman, Jamie Lynn Horth. She's going up against Ivana Petrovic. And I don't know if I can trust this girl at all. Jamie Lynn 6-1, Ivana 7-1. I think it's a pretty clear setup spot for Jamie. She should get this one done. She should absolutely, she really should finish this girl, I think, but it's so hard to bet on. We've seen so many women's fights go to decision this year. It's been crazy. Numbers are just through the roof. Like they're minus 350 on every single fight. We were getting minus 200s last year. But women really not finishing each other. Actually, the last women to finish were Jillian Robertson and Jasmine Jasduvicius. They were on the last Canadian card. Those are really the only – what's up, G? What's up? Really the only Canadian finishers in the women's division that we've seen. And we can't trust any of this. I'm very tempted to go with the under here. I like the numbers on it, of course. It's like plus 250 on somebody gets finished. And I think all the equity for a finish is on the Jamie Lynn Horth side. And Jamie Lynn Horth to get it done in round 2, round 3 is plus 1,400, plus 1,600, which is great numbers, all that, but it's not enough for me to get to a bet there. I do have plenty of spots on this card that I do have plus money on with lots of other spots, so I'm not going to chase it in every single fight. But yeah, I do think Jamie Lynn wins. I think she should get it done. Yeah, but I'm not going to chase any juicy decision props on this, and can't trust her to get a finish either. So I'm not going to bet anything on the first fight of the night. G likes the Horth decision at minus 135. Yeah, I can't bet that at minus 135. I'm just not confident she doesn't get knocked out. Not that confident. Can't do it. And then the second fight of the night, we have Chad Anheliger versus Cody Gibson. I mean, this should be a good starting fight, too. They're both 37 years old, so there's really no age discrepancy there. I do like Chad a little bit more in this fight. I mean, he's a big plus dog, was plus 175 early in the week. Now he's moved down to plus 150 on my book, I see. So maybe shop around. You might still be able to find a plus 175 out there. But yeah, I got to take him. I mean, he's 2-2 in the UFC. He might have got there a little bit late, but he does seem to have fought the better competition, in my opinion. Gibson's 2 wins and 5 losses in the UFC. I just can't back that anymore. I do like, maybe some violence here. Billy Briz in the house. What's up? Gibson by submission looks good. Like good odds. Didn't take too many prelim bets, though. Yeah, I mean, there's 14 fights. It's a big card. So, big card. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to really bet anything except for Chad Anheliger on this one. I'm taking a shot on the dog early in the fight. I think he's maybe one of the only Canadians we can trust on the card. We'll see. Definitely not doing Mike Malott again. Fuck that guy. Can't trust him. But we'll get to fight number 3. We'll go with Serhi Sadi versus Garrett Armfield. I mean, this one's an interesting matchup. We saw Serhi Sadi, Dana White's Contender Series, get a questionable finish. And then had a rematch with Ramon Tavares, went to a split decision and lost that one. So I'm not really sure if I can trust him either here. I mean, he's Canadian, but is he really Canadian, though? I think he's Ukrainian. So that being said, I think I really want to go with Garrett Armfield, but I mean, he's 2-2 in the UFC, just lost his last one to Brady Hiestand. Other than that, doesn't look so bad. Brad Katona, Toshiyama Kazama wins. Lost to David Onama, who was very good. Yeah, I think it's really a dog or pass on this one. I did like Surrey early in the week, but I don't like the line movement on this one. I don't like how he was just steadily moving down all week, minus 160 to 150 to now minus 135. So all the value on the dog is shot to shit. And I can't get on it now. It's way too late. So I think I'm going to have to pass on this one here too early on the prelims. But if I did pick a side, I'd have to go with Garrett Armfield. And then middle of the prelims here. Yeah, might have to parlay Gibson too. Who knows? Oh, no, Gibson? No, I'm on Chad and Helliger. Sorry. I was thinking about Garrett Armfield. Maybe parlay him at plus 110. But I don't know. We got a lot of bets on the card. Next one's a really greasy fight too. It's Alexander Romanov versus Rodrigo Nascimento. I mean, what more can you say about this one? A nice sloppy heavyweight fight out here. Alex Romanov showed up a little bit less fat than he was before. It's kind of in the middle of what we've seen him at. I don't know. I think he's a bigger guy, but he does gas, as we all know. So I think he'll have to get his finish early, or it's got to be Rodrigo here in round 2 or round 3. And I'm going to bet on Rodrigo Nascimento to survive round 1 at least, I think. And then I'm going to go with the fight ends in round 2 or round 3, just in case Romanov does some crazy shit, because I don't really trust either side. Pass on the heavyweights. I'm hoping for a heavyweight finish at plus 400 and 600. Romanov tends to finish or get finished. So I think we got a good line on this heavyweight fight. Problem with that, though, is Rodrigo. He likes to go fucking distance, G. He fucking loves to just push him up against the fence. But that's a big, heavy guy to push up against the fence. So I think if he just starts doing that, he might get gassed out too. So could be a sloppy decision, or we'll see a finish, obviously. But fight goes the distance is plus 130. Bookies favoring the under at minus 175. So yeah, I mean, they're on the side with the finish. And like I said, I don't like Alex Romanov at all. I never have. I might even take Nascimento as a dog. We'll see. But like I said, I will be there at this event live. It is in Edmonton. So maybe I'll place a live bet. If I see things going my way, I'll have maybe a small advantage over the bookies, being there live, watching myself instead of being behind on the pay-per-view. Or ESPN Plus, this shitty app. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I think their fight ends in round 2 or 3, plus 400, plus 600. I think I'll go with that. Take both sides. I'm going to be doing a lot of that on this card. I think there is going to be violence here. I hope there's going to be violence. Hold on. So I'm going to bet a lot of that. But I don't know about in the next fight. We got Charles Jourdain versus Victor Henry. And Charles Jourdain is just a guy that I can't trust to get me a finish. And I think I trust Victor Henry enough to survive too. He's a tough enough caliber opponent. 24 wins, 6 losses, 15-8 on Charles Jourdain. So, I mean, they're both decent. Both on a decent streak, where Charles Jourdain definitely worse. He's got 3 losses in his last 5. But that being said, this guy has a lot of split decisions. Charles Jourdain does. Let's go look at his most recent ones. Lost by uppercut to Gene Silva. was a dirty setup spot. But then previous loss before that was a split decision with Sean Woodson. And then lots of close fights. Nathaniel Wood, a majority decision with Shane Burgos, 2 other decisions. And then he got choked by Ricardo Ramos. I don't really trust Charles Jourdain, especially at the juice. It's pretty much the same as that Sirhi City Garrett Armfield fight. I'm not going to take a dog either here, though. It's too short, plus 110. I think it goes the distance. I would have to say Charles wins on points. It's what he likes to do. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I can trust Victor Henry really enough. Can't trust either side. See what he's done lately. Had a round 3 finish over old Ronnie Yaya. And then a round 2 no contest with Javid Basharat. Can't remember what happened there. If somebody in the chat remembers, just remind me. I think it was Clash of Heads or something like that. Oh, you are in the decision. Yeah, that's how he wins, man. That's how he wins. I might actually fucking write that one down and consider it. But I have so much on this card already that we're going to get to. This is only fight number... So this is fight number 6. We missed fight number 5. We'll do that one after this. But yeah, it would have to be that for me. Charles Jourdain, but I don't like the juice or pass, and I don't really like a prop either. One of these guys could get finished, and I don't trust them to survive it. All right. The next one was Jack Shore versus Yusuf Zalal. And this one, it's a little weird on the lines to me. I like Jack Shore, but, I mean, on the other side, you have a guy that you can't look past. I mean, Factory X, Muay Thai in Denver, training at Elevation. That's always good. I mean, he went to a decision with Ilya Taporia, of course, and that's, a really good look now. He's on a 7-fight win streak. But, I mean, he likes to go the distance, 4-0 is Jack Shore. There's a lot of finishes between these two guys, too. So I'm thinking we're going to get some violence in this one also. Let's look at their finishes here really quick. So Jack Shore, he's 17-2 with 4 decisions. He's got 13 finishes under his belt, 2 losses by finish. And then on the other side, Yusuf Zalal, 15-5. He's got 12 finishes under his belt, 8 submissions, and 8 decisions. So a little bit more favoring the decision lately, like I said, 5-3. But, I mean, he's been on a tear in the UFC. Last 2 fights he finished by rear naked choke, both of them. Before that, when he wasn't in the UFC, he finished another one by submission. But we have to correlate that with the numbers. Let's see what the bookies have these numbers at. Heavily favoring the over when these guys have all these finishes. I might take a little sprinkle on the fight. Doesn't go is plus 175. 2.5 rounds is plus 225. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, I just can't be parlaying minus 335s on this. I don't trust it that much, G. I really don't. Let's see what Jack Shore's done lately. Lately, last 3 have been finishes too. So, what up, JT in the house? Yeah, both of these guys have finished their last 3 fights or been finished in their last 3 fights. Jack Shore's lost 2 of his last 3. All of them got finished. Then he had a win over Makwan Amirkhani, rear naked choke round 2. So last 3, we're all in round 2. And then on the Yusuf Zalal side, it was a round 1 finish over Jarno Aarons, which I don't think was doesn't really tell the tale because he wasn't really a caliber opponent. I bet him at big plus money when he came into the UFC, and then I faded him in this fight. And then, yeah, fucking won over Billy Q. Round 2. So, point is here, what I'm trying to get at is I think I might take a round 2 and a round 3 on this one to get finished also and get a better price, beat that under 225. Fight to end in round 2 or 3 is plus 700 and plus 900. So I think I'm going to take a little sprinkle on that. It's better than 225, and I do think they're strong enough to survive round 1 for sure. Hopefully we get some late action there. And then the next one, let's see, we'll go back to fight number 7. Another women's fight on the card. There's 3 of them. The other one's the co-main event. But this one's Ariana Lipski versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. For me, I think this is a dog or pass spot, or you take Lipski by decision to get some extra money out of it. I mean, I don't know. I think there might be a little bit of recency bias, thinking that, Jasmine did win the last time she was in Canada. Like I said, women haven't been finishing, so I don't know if I can trust her to get another finish. I think this one definitely goes the distance. That's hella juiced, of course. Jasmine by decision is juiced, but yeah, it's maybe a better way to get around to plus 175. Jazz on points is minus 120. And then Silva on points is plus 300. So getting 125 more points than the money line at plus 175. I think that's the way I would play this one. Lipski or Lipski by decision. Gonna fade Canada pretty much a lot of this card again. Canadians haven't been doing well in MMA, Dana White's Contender Series. And there's just, I've been watching some of the other regional scenes, and they haven't been doing very well either. So it's just really fade Canada at this point. I think you just have to. Most of them. That being said, the next fight, though, I'm going to take some Amin Zahabi. I think he's on the up and up right now. Pedro's definitely trending downwards in his career. It's a clear A side that they want, some Canadians to win on this card. But to me, when I look at this, it doesn't look like it's set up for, Canadians to win. They're just setting it up for some violence, in my opinion. What else do we have on this? This is ending the prelims here, this fight. So, yeah, they're going to want a banger to end this out, get everybody all excited for the main card. So I think that's exactly what they've done here, is set up the surging guy to take over the old contender. We'll see if Amin Zahabi can get past the gatekeeper, so to say. Everyone's got to get past Pedro Munoz. They call him Prelim Pedro now. It's unfortunate. These guys are they're on the decline. What can you say? I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it all last week too. It was just pretty much a sweep for all the rising contenders. Sometimes, every now and again, you can get one of them, and it's a sweet, sweet moment. But I don't think so for Pedro Munoz. Nunya in the house says, "Let me bang, bro." Fuck yeah. What was his name? Julian Lane. He's still fighting in BKFC, actually. He's still banging, bro. Still banging. Then talk about fight number 9. This is a big card. I guess it was a 6-fight main card, but like I said earlier, Derek Lewis is now off the card. So that's unfortunate. We did have a 6-fight main card. Now we're only going to have 5. It's Mike Malott versus Trevin Giles. We all know what happened to Mike Malott last time out, okay? I don't have to sit here and explain it, but I will, because that bum deserves it, all right? He had a terrible performance. It was good until it wasn't, but when it wasn't, holy fuck was it bad. Very embarrassing for all of Canada. He could have put Canada on his back that night by being the one man that won on that entire card. Both the women won. Shout out to Jasmine Jazz Duvicius, also on this card, and shout out to Jillian Robertson. Only Canadians to get it done on the last fucking card. Mike Malott didn't even lose that fight. Neil Magny didn't win that fight. Let me tell you why. Because Mike Malott lost it for himself. He gave up like a bitch. Like a bitch. It was embarrassing for Canada. That being said, I do think he gets it done here. But I think he's going to come out and manage his cardio a little bit better because that was clearly the problem and he gave up on himself. So maybe he takes it a little bit slower in round one. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just goes for it. But I think Trevin Giles is I hope he's good enough to survive round one because I'm going to take round 2 and round 3 on that. We're getting into the rounds betting. I'm going to bet a few of them on this card because I'm going to be there and I want some violence. And this one's pretty short too. I mean, round 3 is only plus 500. Sorry, plus 300, and round 3 is plus 500. So a little bit lower than the usual numbers. Redemption is a great character arc story. I agree. And I hated him. I don't trust him anymore, but he's got to prove something. And I think, they want him to do something, obviously. He's one of the only marketable guys for Canada right now. So I think they're not going to give up on him. They're going to keep pushing him. And I mean, maybe he learns his lesson and learns and grows from it. Adds to his little character story. Nunya says, I remember. Shit. Yeah, I remember. I have that shit ingrained into my head. He was laying on the floor, like, just staring up, hating himself. All good. He'll make a comeback. Right, guys? We'll move on to fight number 10 of the night. Another Canadian on the card. But he is French. Might not represent Canada as much as you think. That being said, I think he wins. I think he's got really good cardio. Marc-Andre Barriault. Dustin Stoltzfus. He's not looking so great lately, but I mean, they're both 3-2 in their last 5. So pretty much the same records, 16-8, 15-6. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, both about the same age. Marc-Andre is definitely a little bit older, 2 years older. Public just loves Barriault, so I'd love to get on Dustin Stoltzfus, but I don't know if I can after he got viciously knocked out in his last fight. And then I heard that the doctors had just cleared him 2 weeks ago to fight. So he was I think he was out for 6 months or so. And he had that spinning elbow from Bruno Ferreira. Man, that was just brutal. He had all kinds of damage in his face. And he had to take time off, get it repaired, all that surgery and shit. And doctors just cleared him 2 weeks ago. Same on the other side, Marc-Andre. Not as bad, obviously, but he got knocked out by Joe Pyfer round 1. Nasty overhand right. So they're both coming off bad KOs back in June or July. So I'm betting violence in this one. I think somebody's getting finished again. One of them will get finished. Yeah, they both got knocked out back in June. June 8th for Stoltzfus and June 29th for MAB on the other side. But yeah, I'm doing another round bet, round 2, round 3 on this one for me. I think somebody gets finished. Let's see what it is here. Hold on. Fight ends in round 2 is plus 500. Fight ends in round 3 is plus 800. So I'm going to hit that. Yeah, like I said, that's just the way I have to cap it under. I think it goes under like a motherfucker. Under 2.5 is plus 105. Fight doesn't go the distance is minus 105. That's weird. Oh, sorry, plus 105 on the under, minus 105 on the full under. I'd buy the extra 2.5 minutes for 10 cents. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, my partner, Dad Father, he's usually on these shows with me. You know, he always wants to be here, but motherfucker got food poisoning. What can I say? He got sick, couldn't make it tonight. Shout out to him. Hope he feels better soon. I know, right? It's a little weird. But we're going to break it down, Damon. It's UFC Edmonton. It's my hometown. I'm going to the card tomorrow. I'll be there, boots on the ground, play some live bets. Probably even do a quick live stream from the Rogers Arena. Hell yeah, make sure you tune in and turn on those notifications on Who-Bangin Sports so you can get notifications when I do go live if you want to tune in for some of that action. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Another under. I'm betting violence, more violence. Next one, I think we get violence again. Straight up, we're getting into the main card here. So I think they set it up well. I think the matchmakers did a good job of this one. Brenson Ribeiro, he's got a lot of finishes himself. And then on the other side, Cal Machado, he's technically, I think he's representing Canada too. He's Brazilian. But let me just bring up this one here. Bear with me. Yeah, fighting out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, Cal Machado, but he is from Brazil. He's a minus 150 favorite. And I'm very tempted to take the dog in this fight. He's going to have a bit of a reach advantage. Round 2 is the play. I think so too. I'm doing the same thing, bro. I'm doing round 2 and round 3 again. Plus 350, plus 550. We're going for the fucking bag here tonight. We're going for it all. G likes Ribeiro and he likes the KO. That's fucking good. I like to see it in the chat. But yeah, Cal Machado, 0 wins, 2 losses in the UFC. I mean, both decisions. Mick Parkin wanted to take him to a decisions. Pretty much had his way with him. Dontel Mays, he fucking knocked him down. So I don't know if I can trust Cal Machado like that. And like I said, he's the one that's going to be representing Canada on this. So maybe we got another chance to fade a guy that's not really from Canada. They're going to fake market him. But on the other side, Brenson Ribeiro, he's 0 wins and 2 losses in the UFC also. I think his wins look a little bit better. I mean, he got hammer-fisted in round 1. That happens. And then Magomed Gadzhizulov, majority decision. That was just a terrible fight. I might be looking to fade that guy too later. But yeah, no, I think Brenson Ribeiro looks a little bit better than the other side. I can't take Cal Machado with the juice. I would have to go with the money line. It's plus 120, not the worst. And what's the KO at, G? Plus 400 on that KO that G mentioned in the chat. It's not a bad look at all. But yeah, I'm going round 2, round 3. Plus 350, plus 550. And then the next one was supposed to be, like I said, Derek Lewis, but he couldn't make it. This one's for my guy, the Black Beast. I've heard a lot of rumors. I heard that Derek Lewis had to leave because of non-weight cut related medical issues. But then I also have heard that he had a family emergency too, is what I've heard on the other side. So who knows? But I think an emergency did come up in his life, whether it was a sickness or family. Something happened where he had to pull out. Unreal. Hate it. Was going to probably bet that one on violence too. I think that one was going to go late and maybe maybe he could get a finish late. I really wanted him to finish, but I guess I won't get to see Derek Lewis live. Fuck. But it's okay. We'll get to see Rose Namajunas versus Erin Blanchfield. That should be a great fight. In the co-main event, I mean, this one's a clear striker versus grappler spot. I mean, both are okay in the other departments too, but the other ones are better. Oh, Nunya's cashing in the chat. He said he cashed the Nuggets plus 4.5. Fuck yeah. I took a shot at the Nuggets plus 375 tonight. I thought they might come back. And then the Nuggets going to be plus cover team. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it when they're down for sure. They'll come and keep it close. But back to the fights, Nunya. Co-main events. I'm on Erin Blanchfield here, guys. I don't, like I said, I got to just start fading all these old legends. We've seen it happen before, and I'm just going to continue to do it. And this line has been a little bit suspect all week. It's moving up and down. Let's see where it opened at. Had a minus 130 on Erin Blanchfield and a plus 110 on Rose Namajunas. And then it's, it moved down to minus 125. And then back up, and then, just fluctuating all week, which was kind of a little bit weird. But it's settled right back as the favorite. I'll be interested to see what the betting splits are when they come out. Yeah, I'm on Blanchfield. I got to do it, and I got to take the submission. We haven't seen her get one in a while. The price is getting a little bit higher on the books every time she doesn't get it. And I don't know. Rose never was the best at defending it. She doesn't like grappling and shit either. She does okay, but I don't know. She's never liked wrestling. She's never liked grappling. Even when she had a he's here for the cap, not interested in UFC. I mean, honestly, if this was any other card, I would say this is it's a decent card, but the fact that it's in my hometown and I'm going to it makes it like super fucking exciting. It's like a big fucking pay-per-view event for me, Yeah, that's what I'm on too. I'm on the sub app. I got plus 400 now. I've seen it's even moving down to plus 350 on some books, G. So yeah, it's definitely shortening, come closer to the fights. And I think she gets in there. I mean, couldn't do it against Manon Fiorot. And then she's like, this is what I like about Erin Blanchfield. She just stopped trying. She didn't want to gas herself out with the takedown. She wasn't stupid. So she decided to strike with her, and she didn't do the worst. She got beat, but it was better than I thought she would do on the feet, I'll be honest. So I think she can do okay on the feet versus Rose Namajunas. Rose never really had power in her hands. She's more of a volume girl. She's knocked people out with head kicks and all that. But yeah, I don't know. Erin Blanchfield's young and tough. I don't see Rose knocking her out unless it's another question mark kick or something like that. Pat Barry tried that when she was 17, bro. Oh yeah, Fioro's a monster, G. She's I've been on her the whole time. I was cashing tickets on Manon Fiorot, like 100% correct every time. And then I was like, why don't I jump on Rose at plus money? What the fuck? It was probably the stupidest decision I made in the women's fights all year. I mean, Rose was just switching weight classes at that time too, and everybody was like, what? Rose is plus money? And my dumbass jumped on it too. Fuck. But yeah. So I used to be a big Rose fan. And then she had that stinker of a fight with Carla Esparza. I was really a big fan, honestly. I was a Trevor Whitman guy. I liked all of his fighters. Kamaru Usman, Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is the only one that I still really love. I still like Kamaru, but I think he's done fighting. I think what he did was great or whatever. But currently, as a fighter, I don't like it. I think he should retire. But the point I'm getting at with this is that all of those people were on a big, big winning streak. All of those fighters, and now all of his fighters have fallen down. Justin Gaethje got knocked out. Kamaru Usman lost his last two Rose Namajunas got defeated by Manafuro. I mean, he was on top of the world. Now all of his fighters are losing. He's got to find a new crew. It's like I said before, legends die. They're dying. I'm betting against it. It's just happening in our lives. You got to take the younger fighters, I think. And that's where I'm at. Aaron Blanchfield, minus 135 now. And it's a sub, plus 400. So that'll take us right into the main event of the evening. It's Brandon Moreno versus Amir Albazi. This one's kind of sketchy to me. I really, really liked Amir Albazi when I first looked at this fight. But now that I had a closer look at it, I think that Brandon Moreno is a very tough challenge for this guy. I think he's a tough guy. Like, I think it's going to be the exact same as his last fight. I just keep seeing it in my head. He's a really tough guy. He's marching forward, and he's getting beat up, and then he's looking defeated. He's looking up at the clock. You know, I think he lost that fight to Kai Kara-France. I was on Kai Kara-France that night. And he's just another one of these on and off fighters. He's just been fighting every year, had a whole bunch of injuries and medical complications. I just can't trust that shit, like, at all. And then the bookies, they're screaming that this one's going to go over, minus 650 on the over 1.5, minus 350 on the over 2.5. And it just keeps, it's not even moving that much. 100 points, minus 250 on the 3.5, 225 on the 4.5, only 25 points, guys. Come on. I think Amir Albazi might not do well in a 5-round fight. I'm not sure if Moreno's done or not either, G. He's been in some fucking wars too. It's another one of my points. I mean, 4 fights with Figgy. I mean, come on. That's crazy. And beyond that, he's just had multiple wars lately. Let's have a closer look at his record, shall we? So Brandon Moreno, 21-8-2, showing a lot of experience on his record at age 30. Currently on a 2-fight losing streak, but split decisions against, you know, the number 1 contender both times. Alexander Pantoja was the champion, of course. And then Brandon Royval, who just showed up against Tatsuro Taira, cashed me a nice plus money ticket. Shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, split decisions with both the champions. And then before that, he had Davis and Figueiredo, and then Kai Kara-France also. And he won over Kai Kara-France, a liver kick in round 3. But that was a fight that he was close to losing too. He was almost losing that fight until he got that fucking liver shot on Kai Kara-France. And then, of course, more wars with Figueiredo, like we talked about. And then another war with Brandon Royval. He fought Brandon Royval twice. I mean, 5 minutes, he sustained an injury in that fight. Another decision with Kai Kara-France. I mean, list goes on. Askar Askarov, another 15-minute fight. I mean, and this is going all the way back to 2019. So Moreno, yeah, man, he's fucking been doing it. He's been in wars. He's tough. He looks worn out. But Amir Albazi, yeah, I don't know if I could trust him. I want to bet him on the plus money side, but I really think that he gasses late. And I'm not sure about round 3, 4, and 5. And like I said, the bookies are just screaming at you that this is going to go all the way for 5 rounds. I'm not so sure about that. I like this fight to end in round 3, 4, or 5. It's plus 1,000 on round 3, plus 1,200 on round 4, and then plus 1,600 on round 5. And then, yeah, a little bit more of a breakdown into it. It's because, like I said, Amir does gas, but he also has disgusting power, which he does carry late. I've seen him do it before. And then Moreno, he's good at scrambling. You know, he's good at game planning too. He's a very smart fighter. He could just, you know, jab him up, beat him up a little bit, get him tired, and he might get a late submission in this spot. And, you know, maybe Amir might gas, might go for a little bit of wrestling time, clinch work just to rest up for a minute or two. And then Moreno, he doesn't let guys rest. He'll scramble with him, and that could turn into a submission. Moreno submission is plus 800. I might even take a little sprinkle on that. So yeah, then let's look at the decision. Plus 150 on Brandon Moreno by decision. Amir Albazi plus 175. So they're just again saying that somebody wins by decision. I like to be a little bit contrarian, especially against the bookies numbers, because I'm not gonna, they're not gonna tell you what they think about the fight. Yeah, they just won't let you read the stories, and every time I see this shit that's too wide, I gotta go on the other side. Even the under 4.5, it's not even that much money. Plus 160, and then you got minus 225 on the other side. Like, fuck all that round betting. Take the fight ends in round 4 and get way more money out of it. That's the way. Nanya says Moreno's going to embarrass him. Yeah, I mean, he should be a lot faster. It should be a lot quicker on the feet and the striking also. So yeah, he might dance around him. Sub plus 800 is the way. And who knows, man? He could, like I said, he might shoot a lazy takedown. The submission's plus 800 on both sides. So, and then what? Albazi KO is plus 1200, which I think that's a little bit high, but I'm not going to bet it. And then the Moreno KO is plus 400. And see, and that's weird because I think it's way more likely that Albazi KOs Brandon Moreno. But it could be a little, ground and pound. TKO, ground and pound, maybe. Who knows? Crazy things could happen like that, but yeah, I'm going to go. I think I might sprinkle that sub now that I've talked about it. Let's look at the numbers and compare them to Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno to finish the fight in round 3 is plus 1,400. So you're just giving up 400 points to take both sides. It's still plus 1,000. Round 4 is 1,600, and round 5 is plus 2,000. Yeah, even it's just 400 points everywhere. I would give that up and still just take a plus 1,600, 1,200. That's what I think. I think Brandon Moreno finishes this one round 3, 4, or 5. And I'm going to take that. We're going to shoot for plus money all day on this fucking card. And we're going to get some of it too. If we even just cash fucking one of these plus 1,200s, it'll literally cover every single bet that I've talked about tonight on the round betting. Every single one. If we just hit one. Some of those other ones sneak in there, we'll be laughing. But yeah, like I said, I'll be there tomorrow. So if you guys want to hit the notification button, make sure you do, because I'll be live from the fights. We'll be talking fights live. Should be a fun little segment from the show. We've got some fun shit planned to talk about. Maybe even give out a live bet, see what's going on. So what's what? What's that? What's what? Oh, what's that at? The 3, 4, or 5 for the fight just to end is plus 1,000, plus 1,200, and plus 1,600. I mean, I know, right? They're great numbers. I'll go over this again just for everybody in case you just missed the beginning. I'm on round betting. I'm on Alexander Romanov and Rodrigo Nascimento fight ends round 2, round 3. Same thing in the Mike Malott, Trevin Giles fight, round 2, round 3. Then the same thing in the Marc-Andre Barrio, Dustin Stoltz fist fight. I like this one a lot more because they both have been finished in their last fight. So round 2 and round 3 for that one. Same with Cal Machado and Brenson Ribeiro, round 2, round 3. And then the main event, round 3, 4, 5. Those are the big numbers, plus 1,000, plus 1,200, and plus 800. All the other ones vary from plus 300 to plus 500. So I think we're going to get somewhere on all of them. I really, really do. But yeah, like I said, we'll be live from the event tomorrow for a short while. I'm not going to go live for the whole thing, obviously, but we'll do little segments. I'll pop in a couple times. So make sure you turn those notifications on to be able to see that. Other than that, I think we'll see you next week. Until then, peace out.